The European Medicines Agency has brought forward a meeting to review the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Berlin and Rome have been pushing for the jab to be approved before Christmas. The EU body will now gather on Monday, over a week ahead of a previous deadline. Several non-EU countries are already using the same vaccine, which has partially been developed in Germany. Neil O'Reilly reports.
Since the pandemic first erupted, vaccines have offered the best hope of an end to the crisis. After the UK became the first country in Europe to make one available, pressure had been mounting on the European Union's Medicines Agency to follow suit. It had been aiming to greenlight Pfizer and BioNTech's jab in late December. But in Germany, where cases are surging, the health minister says the data suggests it's possible before Christmas.
This is good news that the vaccine can be approved on December 23rd as of today, if the data which is now being processed allows it. But one can be optimistic that an approval can take place on December 23rd. This is good news for the whole of the EU.
As soon as an anti-COVID shot is approved, Germany is poised to act. Vaccination centres have been set up around the country. By the end of the summer, the government expects to immunise up to 60% of its population, a statistic that will perhaps offer some comfort to a nation enduring reimposed lockdown measures. Neil O'Reilly, Euronews.
Earlier on, I spoke to our reporter Jack Parrock in Brussels and Kate Brady, our correspondent in Berlin, about how the EMA is reacting to the pressure.
They will say that they are an independent European agency, but as you mentioned, and as we saw then, Jens Spahn, the German minister, piling pressure on the Medicines Agency in order to get this vaccine approved, bearing in mind the approval happened in the United Kingdom for this same Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine on the 2nd of December, and obviously the immunisation process there and in the United States has already started. Now, the EMA has released a press release to say that due to available information, to additional information that they've received from the company, that they can bring their meeting forward actually until December the 21st, so 2 days earlier than it was being reported this morning. But they've also kept a meeting of December the 29th in their calendar in order to be able to approve it if it isn't ready by then, but if the relevant information and the processes haven't been submitted by December the 21st. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has welcomed this. She says it looks like there could be a chance that the vaccinations could start in the European Union before the end of 2020.
Let's cross over to Berlin, where we can speak to Kate Brady. Kate, EU countries are allowed to issue temporary emergency approvals if they need to. We've seen Hungary do that with the Sputnik V vaccine from Russia. So why didn't Germany go down that path with the Pfizer-BioNTech one?
Well, this ultimately comes down to Germany wanting to send out a signal of unity. It wants to see the EU unite and showing that the European Union can act together. And as you say, that is a very different decision from what Hungary decided to do. And it has been very frustrating for European leaders and EU citizens to watch as people in the UK and Canada, in the US, have started to be immunised. Now the hope, of course, is that if this is indeed approved before Christmas, that vaccinations not only here in Germany but EU-wide can then begin before the end of the year. And certainly here in Germany, that news might at least take the edge off the prospect of going back down into lockdown tomorrow until at least January 10th.